One love, beautiful souls. This is Tirza Schaefer on Holistic Media. Welcome to today's creator shoutout for some of our favorite channels. Truthseeker 3 states that no one has ever felt, seen, or measured any curvature. You and everyone in history have never seen it or felt any movement. The horizon is always at eye level, no matter the height of the observer. So are we to ignore these obvious fallacies of the globe model that do not match with reality and our own everyday senses and intuition? Are we to put our trust in a small handful of Freemasons to believe in the globe model? Enjoy his recent upload, Flat Horizons, Flat Water, Plain Earth Truth.
Flat horizon everywhere. No one seems to notice. No one seems to care. Let me hear you say, let me hear you say that it's flat and flat horizons everywhere.
Roth at Britain's Hidden History covers the 7th century right back to the migrations of 1500 to 500 before Common Era and the early sources of the Cymric race. His incredible knowledge includes topics such as the British royal lineage like Arthur I, Caradoc, Tudric, Constantine, Arthur II and Troy 650 BCE. He discusses and teaches Colburn writing, the Ark of the Covenant, lost tribes, reading Egyptian hieroglyphics using the Welsh language, and all subjects covered by the two historians Wilson and Blackett. Join Ross live every Sunday on Britain's Hidden History channel.
Croeso, welcome for more Britain's Hidden History. And I'm reading from Wilson Blackett's book, which is an inspired name, Arthur and the Charters of the Kings, because the second half of the book is all about information you can find from the Charters about the Arthurian era, who was who, where they lived, all that kind of stuff. It's great. The first half is very much about ancient Britain, and the point they're making here is you've got these British kings ruling from, say, around about the 450 to 500 BC, when they arrived, right through to in the last, about 1000 AD, 1,500 years of British history, which is completely ignored, although there's loads of records for it. It's just ridiculed and ignored. And if one of the 30 points they make is the level of proof which is expected or demanded to give it any credence is way, 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 way above any other history is put through. You know, you wouldn't do this as they list your Aztecs or Mayans or Toltecs. You don't rip theirs apart because of lack of evidence. Central America or the Egyptians or the Polynesians, the Maoris, or nearer to home, the Greek and Roman accounts, which are always sort of venerated and bowed down to. And they're not asked the same sort of, the idea is you can't prove these histories, so the Welsh histories and British histories are rubbish. Anyway, so here's a crucial period which describes how the invasion of how the Claudian invasion came about. And I'll do more on this soon. So it's from page 8. Oh, by the way, there's still some of these left. Published in 1981. So these books are now 40 years old. And with the growth of this channel and everything, great to say they've almost all gone. Wilson and Blackett are delighted. So there we go. Order one while you can. Cymroglyphics.com. I'm not sure when these will get republished. Certainly not in this format. That's big, heavy hardbacks like this, which they pretty much handmade, typed and stuck together. It's a big, huge story. Anyway, let's get back to the book. The kings ruling from South Wales, starting from around 570 BC, were without doubt the royal line of Britain. Before the arrival of the legions of Claudius in Britain in AD 43, no less than 15 of them had ruled in unbroken succession. In fact, when Julius Caesar made his expeditions into Britain in 55 BC and 54 BC, he never came up against or met with these British kings and fought with the princes of the southeastern part of what is now England. Never came up against the main armies. When the later Claudian invasion was planned, the Romans were able to take advantage of internal squabbles between princes in Britain. The major piece of luck which enabled the Romans to actually successfully invade Britain is in fact rarely mentioned in the history books, although it is very well known. Their fleet was made ready at Bologna and the army assembled. Whilst over in England, the king, hearing of all this, assembled his armies to meet the invasion threat. Then, when both sides were ready for the great clash, the Roman army mutinied and refused to take shit for Britain. Now, whether this was simple fear of the unknown or a memory in the army of the failures of Julius Caesar, which had been well doctored by the Russian propaganda machine, but which was still common knowledge in the army, we do not know. Yeah, the Roman emperors might be saying, yeah, Julius Caesar did great, it was wonderful, what a glorious expedition, but the troops knew. He came in, he got chased off the island and got severe kicking, and they were lucky to get away at all. So that's what the soldiers were aware of. Either way, the Romans were stuck in Gaul, with the mutiny army refusing to sail, and the British king with his assembled hosts in a multitude stood waiting along the southern coasts. A whole month dragged by, and the British armies waiting, staring out to sea, and probably with their ships scouting offshore to sight the Roman fleet stood waiting. Nothing happened. Possibly the British got word of the Roman mutiny. The British king had his own problems, for armies of warriors had to be fed, along with the thousands of their chariot horses, and the seasons were drawing on. Finally, quite convinced that the Romans were not coming this year in 43 AD, the British king went home, and his hosts dispersed to the southwest, to the west, into Wales, to the Midlands, and away into the east and the far north. The great collision on the beaches never occurred. And the massed armies of the British dispersed to their homes. Then, in one of the great accidents of history, the Romans got their reluctant army into the ships, and they set off for Britain, where they were able to land unopposed, much to their amazement. The genie was out of the bottle, for the Romans were never very good at fighting improvised or sudden battles. They were the masters of the set-piece planned battle, and a combat on the beaches in the surf would certainly have not been in their favour. At this time, the British ruler was King Bran, the Raven, the 16th king of the line, established over in South Wales on his ancestral territory in Glamorgan. His son was the famous King Caradoc, who now led his people for 9 years in the struggle against the Romans from 43 to 51 AD. An invading army always has an advantage once it can penetrate the territory of its opponents, for it has no women or children, no homes, crops or cattle to protect. Finally, King Caradoc was forced away from skirmishing and guerrilla tactics, where he held the advantage, and compelled to accept a major set-piece battle with the Roman army, when the Romans moved their armies into his homelands. They came into South Wales, forced to fight a set-piece battle, otherwise everything's going to get destroyed. The Silurish people of South Wales were joined by Ordovices of North Wales, and by forces under Beli, the son of Cynfelyn, from areas in the east. The battle probably took place in South Glamorgan at a site which clearly fits the descriptions given by Tacitus the Roman. I'd love to know where that battle site is, who was not present at the battle himself, but got the description from his father-in-law, Agricola, who commanded the Roman army. This is a massive battle, and the beginning of the tale of Caradoc's woe and being betrayed, going to Rome and all those things, the birth of Christianity. It's crucial, and there's more of that to come. It's all in this book. So there we are. Grab your copy while you can. There'll be plenty on the channel, so don't worry if you can't get a copy. And I'll see you next time. Heddwch.
Conscious music is what the Conspiracy Music Guru is all about. Conspiracy Music Guru exposes the world's greatest deceptions with lyrics that inform and teach. Together with an understanding of the power of 432 Hz, his music delivers a natural vibration. It has a profound impact and resonance with his fans.
You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Well, a funny thing happened on the way to the moon. That's the title of a video that I watched on YouTube. You can see astronauts hanging from wires, proving that astronauts and NASA are liars. They analyze photos and highlight mistakes with the moon landing missions. They show it was faked. You can see them faking the photos of Earth. They use a round window to fake the curve. That's suspicious, don't you think? Yeah, listen up. I watched another documentary called Astronauts Gone Wild. Astronaut Buzz Aldrin gets a little riled. All he was asked to do was to swear to God that he went to the moon, but he would not. He was faced with a moon landing denier. Had a chance to show that he ain't no liar, but Buzz decided to punch that dude just for asking him to swear if he went to the moon. That's suspicious. So, do you still believe we went to the moon? Do you still believe what they're telling you? Just connect the dots and pretty soon you'll find out what I found out too. But if you question this stuff, you'll be labeled a loon. You'll be called a conspiracy theory buffoon. But I don't care, man. I'm still gonna make this tune, cause I know that we didn't go to the moon.
Why don't you swear in the Bible that you walked on the moon? You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't.
And how about those moon rocks they gave to museums? And thousands of people did see them. But one museum took a closer look. They soon realized that something's afoot. The rock they were given turned out to be a fake. Just a piece of old wood, not a rock from space. Yeah, when God made the moon, he saw it was good, but apparently made it from petrified wood. Yeah, that's suspicious. Listen up. In another museum sits an astronaut suit. Take a good look at the tread on the boot. It doesn't match up with the prints on the moon. And y'all still believe what they're telling you? Or how about that phone call that Nixon made to the moon that's 250,000 miles away? When I can't get a signal on my cell phone line, I guess phones were better in '69. Well, do you still believe we went to the moon? Do you still believe what they're telling you? Just connect the dots and pretty soon you'll find out what I found out too. But if you question this stuff, you'll be labeled a loon. You'll be called a conspiracy theory buffoon. But I don't care, man. I'm still gonna make this tune, cause I know that we didn't go to the moon.
And it certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made to the White House.
Yeah, you went straight through those Van Allen belts. It wasn't a problem, right? Nothing was felt. But now you say it's a problem and you can't get through. This problem needs to be solved according to you. But didn't you solve that problem back in '69 and you flew straight through them 5 more times? You wonder why I think it's fake when there are so many Apollo mistakes, like the telemetry data that's all gone missing. 13,000 reels, are you kidding? A giant leap for all mankind, but you lost the data and no one can find. Come on, man, are you kidding? Do you still believe we went to the moon? Do you still believe what they're telling you? Just connect the dots and pretty soon you'll find out what I found out too. But if you question this stuff, you'll be labeled a loon. You'll be called a conspiracy theory buffoon. But I don't care, man. I'm still gonna make this tune, cause I know that you can't go. No, there's no blast crater from the lunar module. Probably because that thing is just a model. Or the flag that flutters with no atmosphere. Don't you think that's a bit queer? Intersecting shadows means another light source. Do I think it's fake? Yeah, of course. The whole thing was filmed on a Hollywood set. Directed by Kubrick is my best bet. The moon's so cool, we'd love to explore it, but we can't get past low Earth orbit. Do your research, people, I think you'll find. But NASA admits that a bunch of times. Listen.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
This
young and old, more than silver and gold. In this here time, we have to wake up and change the world. As a result of 2,000 years of hypocrisy, ego-driven leaders in pursuit of property, power and wealth and fame, oppressing and murdering, killing all in God's name. Iniquity spread across the nation. Humanity is in tour separation. In the midst of a darkest hour, we rise to reclaim our power. In this here time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this here time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. We say we now give up. Now give up. Now give up. Oh no, we now give in. Now give in. Now give up. They achieve their mission using dirty politicians, brainwashed education, war on religion, racial division, food with no nutrition. Hey, this is the Babylon system. Their intention to use all their wicked invention, all the propaganda promoting consumerism, entirely distraction, only misdirection to break eye connection. But if you want come from the mini, make you know say what I want. This is how I get you ready for the Armageddon. I'm in for the revolution, power by love and compassion. Cause if we go at them with weapons, then they have more guns. Go at them with money, then they have more funds. With unification, then time soon done. We owe it to our daughters and sons in this here time. In this here time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this here time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. In this here time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. In this here time, we have to wake up and change the world. In this here time, we need love and unity, more than hate and jealousy. Yeah. In this here time, we need education, more than bullets and bombs. In this here time, we need to care for the young and old, more than silver and gold. In this here time, we have to wake up and change the world.
This is Tirza Schaefer on Holistic Media. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And remember, love wins because we make it so.